Hello everyone, this is the March news prediction headlines for the next month. As always, I sit down and ask myself what will be the major news headlines for the month of March, and I definitely have to put the year on it, as you can see in the top left up here. Otherwise, I can retrieve news from my head or wherever it comes from that happened in the month of March in any year that happened before now. So I've learned to be specific. So as far as the format goes for this document, over on the right, actually let's look on the left here first. You see the numbers. That's my coding for the project. I scribble on the project number, and then I write down the first things that come to me. On the right, you see comments and thoughts, and those are more what popped up while I was meditating before I began to do the news. So I write those down too. Often those are very predictive as well. So as you can see in this case, I took the time to actually fill in some color and add some detail around this sinkhole situation that looked like I was kind of flying overhead when I saw it. Looking down, I could see the sinkhole in the water around this land interface. So I assume it was an island. It could have been much larger. It could be off the coast of Florida. It could be, well, just basically anywhere that has tropical weather. It seemed very hot and very bright where it was. So we'll look for that in the news. And right above that, I saw a map of basically the western half of the United States down into Mexico as well. And I got the sense that there was an earthquake or some kind of big news coming from that area. I don't know that it's going to be in US or it's in Mexico, but that whole area there that's considered Baja California. So maybe we'll look for something big there. Below the island drawing, there's I saw a fire on the roof of a Grayson College. Could be nothing, could be something, I don't know, we'll see. And then the rest of these are me getting into asking the question, what will be the major news headlines? So back up the top left, we have the first thing I saw was a cloud of black smoke. It was shaped a lot like a tornado. I was viewing it kind of from the top at a kind of a 45-degree angle, and I noticed that there was no light on. So it was at night, or the power had gone off, something like that. The first thing I thought of was Utah, and then Kentucky came flying in. So as usual, anytime I put a question mark beside something, I'm clearly guessing, and I don't expect it to work out the way that I have it written down. So you shouldn't either. The next thing I saw when I asked the question was I saw or heard the words front lines, and it was being used like a buzzword in the media. So I guess that's about war of some sort. We'll see them talking more about what's happening on the front lines. Could be the Ukrainian war. Who knows? Then I looked and I saw a Mercedes, the front end of a Mercedes vehicle. That's really all I got from that. I'm assuming there'll be some big news on Mercedes in the month of March. We'll take a look. This next one, I saw light gray tree bark. It was high up in a mountain. I was looking down on the valley below, and that's all it was. So I may find nothing in the news about that going forward. It's too vague. The next thing I saw was a wheelchair design. It's kind of a bad drawing there. I'll zoom in a little bit. Just a seat on top of a new wheel system. Maybe it was floating. I don't know. There's like, I have no detail on that. Speaking of no detail, this next one, I saw that these shapes that look like fan blades, and I couldn't tell what they were made of. I only saw parts of them, but they seemed very solid, except the patterns on them reminded me of carpet padding. If you've ever seen carpet padding, It's just multicolored. And that's what these were. I don't know if it was soft. I don't know if what I was seeing was soft or was rigid and hard, rough. But it did seem harder than it was soft, so I wrote down rock here next to it. And the other one was very interesting, this indoor meadow of some sort. It looked like a giant warehouse, or it was almost set up like a concert stage where this giant ball of light was illuminating the entire field in front of it, and it was just a field of plants of some sort. I drew a flower here next to it, but I don't actually know what was growing in that field. It was pretty dark along the edges, very bright in the center, of course, and I have no idea why I drew it in the shape that I have here, but it's kind of laid out in kind of a amphitheater kind of layout, I guess. And that's all for that. But the last one was Putin. Putin quit something. He resigns or dies, or we're always getting rushing news headlines of some sort. We'll see in the month of March if he's quitting something. And that's what I have. It's completed today, and I'll get this uploaded in the next few minutes as well, so we'll have it ahead of time. So if you see any of these happening during the month, come back and comment below and help me keep track of these.